Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will start with our next unit, that is neural network. So these are some algorithms based on the concept of neural network where uh, we have to use some network concepts with the uh, neural network concept. So everyone have heard about the artificial neural networks. We will see in detail what it is. Okay. So from speech, text, image recognition to autonomous vehicles and intelligent bots are common applications normally based on deep learning models and have outperformed any previous classical approach. To better understand what a deep architecture is, we need to step back and talk about standard artificial neural networks. So basically, while going to deep learning, first we have to check what is mean by artificial neural network and what are some machine learning algorithms. So by using these two concepts, we can reach up to deep learning. So artificial neural network or simply neural network is a directed structure that connects an input layer with an output one. Neural networks are multi-layer networks of neurons that we use to classify things or make predictions. So this is the very basic and very unique use of neural network, that it is the multi-layer network. Uh, what it means, it is having multiple networks of neurons and generally used to classify the things. Means before this also we have seen some classification algorithms of machine learning, where we are having some two three classes, we are classes with us. Some are labeled data, some are unlabeled data. Then we have to classify the data and we have to segregate the classes from one another. So this is the concept. Neural network is the concept. This is means the basic advantage or use of this concept is also to classify the things or make predictions. So the second use is make predictions. I will tell you one example regarding this so that the idea of neural network will get clarified. Suppose we are doing a project like brain tumor detection for any human being. So there might be 20-30 symptoms of it, like a person is having brain tumor or not, how the person is going to detect or how the doctor is going to detect whether the person is having um, brain tumor or not. For that, in medical sciences there might be 20-30 symptoms are there. Now what we will do, we will create instances, means by using that symptoms, we have to collect such symptoms with one another, that uh, if the person is having suppose symptom number 1, symptom number 13 and symptom number 28, then that person is having brain tumor. Yes, this person is having brain tumor. Like, we have to make the bundles of the instances in the sense, in this case we can say that are the symptoms. Then we have to make the bundles of it, and on the basis of that, when we are giving the input to the algorithm that see, we are having these symptoms, and you just predict or you just give the answer that whether the person is having brain tumor or not. Like, then algorithm will check inside the data or inside the database, that if the bundle of these symptoms are present with any person, so whether that person is having brain tumor or not. So every time it is not possible that whatever the data sets you have created or whatever the bundles of instances you have created, on the basis of that your algorithm will predict correct. But uh, by using the past data, or by doing these things multiple times, what we can do, we can achieve accuracy, more and more accuracy we can achieve by using this. So neural network is also a concept where you are having multiple neurons in the sense, you can simply say that these are the informations regarding your project, and then you are having some input layers, then you are having some output layers, and by using that neurons, by making the bundles of it, and in case of brain tumor, just before some time I have said that, suppose 30 symptoms are there, then for every symptoms some weight is assigned, like first symptom is headache, second symptom is vomiting, so some weights are arranged to it. On the basis of that, we have to give the bundles to the algorithm that these are the weights, or these are the symptoms, when we are giving the input that these are the symptoms for a person, you just predict that the person is having a brain tumor or not, and on the basis of that only your algorithm will predict the output. Likewise, so same concept neural network, in same concept is used in neural network, that you are having the neurons in the sense, you can say the information related to your project, and then symptoms you can say, and by making the bundles, by giving some weights to it, you have to just predict, or your algorithm will just predict the things, what for what you are going to do your project. So this is the basic idea about neural network. Okay, so there is one more concept known as single layer perceptron, where, like, suppose just I said that it is a multi-layer network. So before going to multi-layer, we will just see what is meant by single layer. So adjective neural comes from two important elements: the internal structure of basic computational unit, that is human brain, and the interconnections among them. So let's start with the former. In the following figure, this is the schematic representation of artificial neuron. Okay. So before going to actually artificial neural network, we are having a natural neural network in our brain. So we can say that, uh, suppose we are having the number of neurons in the sense, in human brain there are some parts, like some parts are taking care of our voice, some parts are taking care of our speech, some are taking care of our language, some are taking care of the things like whatever we are doing, what we have to do when some cases comes in front of us. So these are some points, or these are some parts in our human brain. So you can call it as a neuron, and the things which are connected to one another, means the things which connect from one neuron to another neuron is no, these are the things which are a connection between the different neurons. So by using this concept only, they have designed the artificial neural network, where they are also developing the neurons, and they are making connections between them, so that machine can learn itself, machine can predict the output whatever we want, or machine can work as we want. Okay, so this is known as single layer perceptron. Means when you consider a single layer perceptron, you have to consider two things. That is, first one is the basic computational unit, and second one is the interconnection among them. By using this diagram, or by seeing this diagram, you will be better understand what it is exactly. So this is the multi-layer neural network. Now see what this neural network consists of. So it consists of input layer, it consists of hidden layers, and it consists of output layer. So hidden layers are any means any number of hidden layers can be there. Now in this diagram, two hidden layers are there, five inputs are there. Now see, input 1 goes for both the neurons of hidden layer 1. It goes to this also, it goes to this also. Input 2 also goes to this also, goes to this also. Input 3 also goes to this also, this also. Likewise, every input will go for every neuron of every hidden layer. Now this is the hidden layer 1. Now in hidden layer 2 we are having 5 neurons. So every neuron from every hidden layer will go to another neuron of hidden layer. Like this first neuron will go to five neurons of hidden layer 2. Like same second neuron of hidden layer 1 will go to 5 neurons of hidden layer 2. Means everything is connected to every another thing. So this is the basic idea, and that's why we can say that this is a multi-layer network. Everything is connected to every another point. Okay, and on the basis of that, 5 outputs will get generated from this, because you are giving 5 inputs to it, and here is the processing where hidden layers are there, and you will be getting 5 outputs for 5 inputs in the neural network. So this is the multi-layer neural network where total 4 layers are present. One is input layers and 2 are hidden layers, and the fourth one is the output layer. And total 2 hidden layers are there, which consist of 7 neurons into it. And these neurons contains a number of interconnections between them. Means all these interconnections are connected to one another, and then it will generate some output. So this is the basic idea behind artificial neural network. Now the things are, by keeping this diagram in your mind, you have to design such structures, or you have to design such projects which will give you output. Like suppose we are considering brain tumor detection. So we are giving a number of symptoms, like 5 symptoms we are giving. Then first we are creating 2 neurons. Like if the person is having these 5 symptoms, it may be having brain tumor. If this person is having these 5 symptoms, it may be having brain tumor. Likewise, then you have to filter some things in hidden layer 2, and then by using that you have to generate the output. Like first will say yes, it is having brain tumor. Second might say no, this is not having brain tumor. Likewise. So this is the basic idea behind artificial neural network. Okay, so starting from the left, we have, means in that diagram, just I have explained that what is there in that diagram. So first thing is input layer of our model, then first hidden layer of neurons, then second hidden layer of neurons, and the output layer of our model. The arrows that connects the dots shows how all neurons are interconnected, and how data travels from input layer all the way through output layer. So just I have explained, for total 4 layers are there, 2 hidden layers are there, 7 neurons are there, input layer is there, output layer is there, and these are some arrows which shows the interconnection between the input layer and the neurons, and the neurons and the neurons, and on the basis of that outputs are getting generated using this diagram. Okay, now what exactly is a neural network trying to do? uh, what is the basic intention behind all these things? Why to go for the neural network? See, suppose if neural network is used for the classification, or it is used for the prediction, so before this also we have seen some algorithms which are doing same job. Then why to go for neural network? So the thing is, like any other model, it's trying to make a good prediction. Means for any example you can apply another algorithm of prediction also, and you can apply neural network algorithm also. So you can check the accuracy from the both algorithms. You will get more accuracy in neural network because it makes the good prediction. So we have set of inputs and target values, and we are trying to get predictions that match those target values as closely as possible. So whatever we have seen in multi-layer neural network, that is we are means this diagram explains that how the single feature neuron is neuron is there. So X is the input, and hidden layer is present there. And C, for X, it is assigned one weight, that is known as B1. And whatever the hidden layer means, here the hidden layer is only 1. And then the predicted probability means how much percentage of accuracy is there. So this we can calculate by using this some formulas of neural network. So this is a single feature logistic regression expressed through a neural network. To see how they connect, we can write or we can rewrite the logistic regression equation using our neural network color codes. So before this also we have seen that logistic regression. Uh, Logistic regression was the algorithm which was used or which is used to make the classification of the data, where the classes means there might be two classes or there might be multi classes. So logistic regression is the algorithm used to make the classifications, and possibly there are two classes, one is 0 and another is 1, so that algorithm was using sigmoid function for that, and by using that function we were classifying the data. So same concept we can use here to classify the data or for the particular reasons also. So see, sigmoid of b1 into x plus b0 is equal to predicted probability. Now the b1 is the thing, b1 is the weight assigned to x, x is the input, and b1 is weight assigned to it, and b0 is the bias value. We will see one by one, like x is our input, the alone feature that we give to our model in order to calculate a prediction. Then b1 is the estimated slope parameter of our logistic regression. b1 tells us by how much the log odds changes as x changes, means how x is going to change, then on the basis of that b1 might change, or some value assigned to b1, that how important the x, that is known as a weight. Then b0 is the bias in the sense there is some value where we can say that in our first unit also we have seen the errors, the different types of errors are there. So while considering any algorithm for prediction or any algorithm for classification, you have to consider some minor error with that, because no algorithm can give you 100% accuracy. So every time you have to consider the bias or the error value. So b0 is the bias, very similar to intercept term from regression. The key difference is that in neural networks, every neuron has its own bias term. The neuron also includes a sigmoid activation function. It is what we use to go from log odds to probability. And finally, we get our predicted probability by applying the sigmoid function to the quantity b1x plus b0. So how the probability of prediction is calculated? It is calculated by using two, three terms like b1, that is weight assigned to the input, x is the input, and b0 is the bias. So when you are going to apply this formula b1 into x plus b0, so you will be getting the probability of your prediction or accuracy of your prediction by using this formula. A super simple neural network consists of just the following components: a connection with weight living inside it that transforms your input and gives it to the neuron. So B1 is the weight assigned to the input. Then a neuron that includes bias term B0 and the activation function. Just we have seen that in the case of or in the form of error also we can say that it is very minor in term, but still we have to consider it. And these two objects are the building blocks of neural networks. More complex neural networks are just models with more hidden layers, and that means more neurons and more connections between neurons. And this more complex wave of connection is what allows the neural networks to learn the complicated relationship hidden in our data. So the thing is, if you are going to increase the hidden layers, so your number of layers are going to increase in your neural network, and none other than this includes in neural network. Like we have seen 4 layers neural network in our example. If you want to add some layers into it, so you have to add the hidden layers only. We can calculate everything for these hidden layers, but the complexity increases when the hidden layers are going to increase. because every input is assigned to every hidden layer, every hidden layer is assigned to every another hidden layer, and on the basis of that, or by considering all these things only, you have to generate the output. When the complexity is going to increase in your neural network, when you are going to increase your number of hidden layers. Okay. Now that we have our basic framework, let's go back to our slightly more complicated neural network and see how it goes from input to output. Now see, just we have seen the idea of neural network, means how the multi-layer neural networks are there. Now the thing is how actually calculations are going to be done there, that we will see in detail. So let's take an example drawn in previous slide. Example in the sense the multi-layer neural network we have seen. So this layer we have to consider. In this layer, what we have seen is the first hidden layer consists of two neurons, and to connect all 5 inputs to neurons in hidden layer, we need 10 connections. So see, just before some time I have explained, every input is connected to all these two neurons. So total 10 connections are there. Okay. So the below image shows just the connection between input 1 and hidden layer 1. So two neurons are there and input 1 connected to both the neurons. And see, for every input, weight 1 is assigned for input 1 for this connection, and weight 1 comma 2 means second weight is assigned for the neuron 2 for same input 1. So these are some weights assigned to the input layers, or weights assigned to the connections of input layer from to the hidden layer. So W11 denotes weight that leaves in the connection between input 1 and neuron 1, and weight 1 2 denotes the weight in the connection between input 1 and neuron 2. So the general notation will be WA comma B denotes weight on the connection between input A and neuron B. So the general term used is WA comma B. On the basis of this only we have designed this W11 W1. Now let's calculate the outputs of each neuron in hidden layer 1 known as activations. Now this we have taken into consideration for single unit or single input. Now we have to consider the output or the value of output for this diagram. So how we have to write it? So the thing is, W we have to consider as a weight and IN we will consider it as the input. Now the Z1 is the output. So how we have calculated it? So weight 1 with input 1 plus weight 2 plus into input 2 plus weight 3 into input 3 plus weight 4 into input 4 plus weight 5 into input 5, because we are having total 5 inputs, and plus bias neuron. Like all these terms are known as B1 and this term is known as B0. Because the bias, we have seen that we have to consider a very little value as a bias. uh, it might be error. So neuron 1 activation is equal to sigmoid Z1, means Z1 is the value of output we can say, or we can say it as an activation for the first neuron with or by considering all the inputs. Now we can write these things in the matrix form also, because we are having 5 inputs with us, and for every input two connections are there. So we are considering here, see, W1 comma 1 W1 comma 2 W2 comma 1 W2 comma 2 W3 comma 1 W3 comma 2 W4 comma 1 W4 comma 2 W5 comma 1 W5 comma 2. So this will be weight, these are the weights for the inputs. This we will keep in one matrix. Then we will keep all our inputs in one matrix, x1 to x5. Total 5 inputs are there, plus 2 bias values. You can consider 5 bias values also. It doesn't matter. So bias 1 and bias 2, and then we will be getting the outputs like Z1, Z2. You have to write it for Z5, means total 5 outputs are there, or total 5 sigmoid functions are there. So activation functions are there. You can write Z1 to Z5. So this is the whole matrix where, or by using this matrix, you can go for the calculation of the values of the outputs you are getting for this your multiple neural network. So for any layer of as neural network where the prior layer is m elements deep and the current layer is n elements deep, this generalizes to so W into X plus bias is equal to Z. So W is the matrix of weight, X is the matrix of inputs, and bias, as you know, n into 1 matrix for the neurons biases, and Z is the n into 1 matrix of inputs. So all these are the matrices. Just you have to mold it when you are going to solve the example. Means how many number of hidden layers are there in your example. On the basis of that, you have to consider this matrix. So once we have Z, we can apply the activation function to each element of Z, and that gives us our neuron outputs for the current layer. And by repeatedly calculating Z and applying the activation function to it for each successive layer, we can move from input to output, and this process is known as forward propagation. Now, the thing is, what we are having, or by considering all this theory, what we have done, we are having input layer, or in that input layer we are having total 5 inputs with us. For every inputs connection to hidden layer, we are having the weights assigned to it that we have seen, like W11 W12. So these are the weights assigned to it. Here also you can say that W11 W12 W2 W13 W14 W15, likewise same W2125 you can go for it, and by using that or by adding the bias into it, you will be getting the values of Z, that is output 1 to output 5. The thing is, when we are going from this layer to this layer, so it is known as forward propagation. When we are going from input layer to output layer to calculate the output, then that process is known as the forward propagation. Okay. Next is the activation functions are basically of three types. First one is the linear activation function. Second one is the Heaviside activation function. And third one is the sigmoid activation function. So linear in the sense, just before some time we have seen that from first to last, if you are going to solve your example, then that will be known as linear activation function. Heaviside in the sense, there are some criteria given, there are some threshold values given, and on the basis of that, if you are solving your problems, then it will be known as Heaviside step function. And sigmoid, as we have already seen that if you are going to classify the data, then go for the sigmoid function, because it will accurately classify the data, or more accuracy is achieved by using the sigmoid activation function also. So this is the theory about the artificial neural network, and where you have to just keep in mind this diagram. If you are going easily with these diagrams, you will be able to understand the problems regarding to this, and whatever the terms we have defined into this matrix, so this matrix is useful to solve the problems. So in next lecture, we are going to see the examples based on this artificial neural network. Thank you.